Hello my darlings, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be sharing the top 10 most wearable trends for 2025 and how to wear them. I'm also going to be sharing a really weird trend that I cannot believe has come back in fashion, as well as a shoe trend that I have not worn in over 20 years. I would love to know if you guys are going to be wearing these trends. Let me know down below. If you are new to the channel, then hello and welcome. My name is Josie. I have been doing these trend videos for coming up 10 years here on YouTube, and it's becoming more and more ironic because I would say that my style is becoming less and less trend-led and a lot more timeless and classic, but I still love to know what the trends are just so that I can subtly incorporate them into my outfits, whether it's with things that I've already owned for 10 or so years, or whether it's that high street piece that will really elevate so many of my outfits for the coming season, or in this case, the coming year. If you are new to my channel, I usually share vlogs here on the channel, so daily vlogs of our life here in the Cotswolds, and I would love for you to join me. So if you are new and that sounds like the kind of video that you will enjoy watching, then hit the subscribe button down below. And if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up goes a really long way, so thank you so much. Okay, let's get started with trend number one. As I said, these are the most wearable trends for 2025. If a trend is not wearable, quite honestly, I don't want to know about it. It doesn't interest me because I want everything in my wardrobe to be versatile, wearable, comfortable, and I love to get my price per wear. So the first trend is elevated basics. We have seen so many basics on the runway for the past few years, and in 2025 they're just taken up a notch. Whether that's with the fabric, we're seeing a lot of things like tank tops in beautiful silky fabrics. We're seeing shirts with that little bit of extra detail. I love the fact that this is such a wearable trend because we all need basics in our wardrobe. In fact, what I'm wearing right now essentially is just a tank top, but in this lovely cashmere fabric. It just takes it up that little level and helps to elevate an entire outfit. Let's talk about denim. I'm actually not the biggest wearer of denim. I find jeans really uncomfortable, and it seems that I am alone because most people in the world love to wear jeans on a regular / daily basis. So I do like to make sure that I am aware of what the denim styles are. In 2024, we saw the horseshoe or barrel leg jean becoming really fashionable, and I actually slated that as a trend that I would be not enticed to wear in the slightest. But as I thought it might do, the more and more I saw it, the more I thought, maybe I could wear it. And do you know what actually made me want to try it? Was Keira Knightley in black doves. She just made them look so fabulous with her teeny weeny little waist and then the horseshoe trousers. I thought the silhouette was really flattering, and I think that is going to continue this year. I still have not invested in any barrel or horseshoe shaped trousers. Let me know if you have down below, but I'm incredibly happy to report that the one denim style that I do like, which is the wide leg trouser, is going to continue to be really on trend in 2025. I'm also really happy to see that white and ecru bone cream colored trousers are going to be the number one colorway for denim this year, and that is going to be especially popular in spring. I find that bright white jeans are a little bit less wearable, not just because I live in the countryside and I get soil and dirt and dog muddy paws on absolutely everything, but bright white jeans, they are going to be a little bit of a micro trend. I have got some lovely ones which are slightly more on a 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 style, which I think look really nice when worn with riding style boots. I don't ride horses, but I love the riding aesthetic, so that is one way that I will be wearing bright white jeans. And the debate of skinny jeans versus wide leg jeans just goes on, and honestly, it's whatever you feel comfortable in. Personally, when it comes to skinny jeans, I like to wear them with boots. Otherwise, I do find that they can look a little bit dated, but I would say that the slim straight is a really nice in between. So it's fitted on the waist, fitted on the thighs, but they're not quite so skinny on the ankle. They go into a little bit of a drain pipe. So the slim straight is going to be a really nice way of getting the look of skinny jeans, but really modernizing them into a way that is fashionable and yet still wearable for 2025. On the runways, we saw a lot of sheer clothing. So I think this is going to be a trend that continues into 2025. We saw it on the runways for Prada and Hermes. They did sheer trousers, which I didn't think that I would love, but actually I really liked how they looked on the catwalk. And I think we're going to be seeing a lot of sheer elements coming into outfits. In fact, you know you really love something when you buy it in multiple colors. I have got this blouse in cream, which is currently in the wash because I wore it at Christmas, and also in this brown color. An element of sheer, such as a sheer sleeve, I think is going to be the most wearable way of wearing the sheer trend this year. By the way, I should have mentioned anything that I'm wearing or showing in the video is going to be linked in the description box down below, from my outfit to my jewellery. The jewellery trends this year are very much anything goes. Big, bold jewellery was very visible across the catwalks, but I have to say, I'm still more of a dainty jewelry kind of person. That's the thing about these trends. You can pick and choose, and as long as you wear them with confidence, I know that sounds really, really cheesy, but no one is ever going to look at you and think, oh my goodness, that girl is so not on trend. I mean, at least I hope no one's gonna do that. No one that I know would ever be that cruel. I think as long as you wear something that you love and you feel confident in it, then you're going to look fabulous. And I know it's cringe and it sounds so cheesy, but wearing things with confidence has to be the most fashionable thing in 2025 and always. But yes, jewellery, that was a digression. Jewellery, I would say that mixed metals are coming back into trend. I do wear mixed metals. I've got mostly yellow gold, but my wedding ring is, I still don't even know if it's white gold or platinum, but it's certainly not gold. My watch is a rose colour, I've got gold earrings. I think dainty and feminine pieces are always going to be on trend, but like we saw 5 or 6 years ago, big, bold jewellery is definitely coming back for 2025. I do have the pleasure throughout the years of working with a lot of jewellery brands, from Monica Vinader to Mejuri, and I very often have discount codes. Some of them are always on. For example, Monica Vinader, Josie MV20, it's an always on discount code. And I do have a discount directory on my blog, my website, which I'll leave at the very top of the description box, because for so many fashion, beauty, and even home brands, I have amazing discount codes that you might as well make the most of. So just have a little look at my discount directory, which will be linked down below, and you can bookmark it for any future purchases. So another really big trend that we saw on the catwalks for 2025 is maximalist fashion. I've heard a few people say that quiet luxury is out and loud luxury is in. I'm not so sure about that, but we saw brands such as Saint Laurent, Prada, Hermes, Ralph Lauren, in fact everybody was doing big, bold colours, bold patterns, whether it was really obvious leopard print or bright yellow, bright green, neon shoes. Just things that make a statement are going to be really in for 2025. With a lot of these trends, the way that I like to make them wearable is, if I'm unsure, first of all, go to the high street. Don't go spending hundreds or thousands of pounds on something that's on trend if you're not sure if you're going to absolutely love it. Wait until you've worn it 100 times before investing in the higher price version, if that's something you decide to do. But also I like to integrate them in bite-sized amounts. So often it might be with an accessory such as a pair of shoes or a handbag, especially with trends that are a little bit more out there and away from my comfort zone. I also love to integrate trends by combining them with something that I'm already familiar with. So take for example the suede trend, which is actually not going anywhere. It was huge for autumn winter 2024. It is not going anywhere for 2025. So if you did invest in suede, you're in luck because it's still very much on trend. But equally one of those things that never really goes out of fashion, so it's a trend that you're quite safe at investing with. But say it's something that you want to take part in, but you're not sure how, think of something that you're already really comfortable with. Perhaps it's a blazer or a hobo style relaxed shape bag. That is the kind of item that you already know how to style, so therefore you could look to a more on-trend fabric such as a suede blazer or a suede, is it hobo or boho? You guys know what I mean. And that I find is a really wearable way of integrating trends in a way that you can instantly feel comfortable in. So I actually did invest in the Suede Boho bag or hobo of last year, which is the Saint Laurent one right here. You can really fill this up and pack so much in. I use it to take my laptop into London on those days. I have actually been known to use it as my gym bag as well. So I'm especially relieved to hear that this trend is continuing into 2025. But this bag also represents another trend, which is boho styling. I always love Chloe for this particular trend. I think that they do ruffles, they do pleats, they do draping fabric, they do a romantic silhouette so wonderfully well. But also, the high street always picks up on this trend really quickly. We'll be seeing ruffles in Zara and H&M before we know it. And the boho trend is one which I think is very easy to do. It could just be a simple ruffle at the collar of the shirt that you wear to work every single day. It could be an asymmetric floating style hem in a skirt if that's more your vibe. Or it could be something as simple as adding a boho style bag into your outfit rotation. Suede and the boho trend really do go hand in hand, and another piece which I think we're going to be seeing really becoming more and more on trend, which I really hope, because I'm wearing it literally right now, is the suede midi skirt. Let me show you my skirt that I'm wearing right now. I don't know if this will still be available, still in stock. Oh my goodness, I've not seen the sun in a very long time. I got this one from M&M, so it was a premium high street piece. Often if there is a piece which is on trend, which I think fits my personal style really well, there we go, then I will look to the premium high street, because then you get that beautiful quality. The pieces feel like they're made really well and they look fantastic, and yet we're not quite going up to that sometimes quite ridiculous designer price tag. Okay, now if you do watch my vlogs, you'll know that I spend a lot of my life in the outfits that I wear to and from Pilates. So I'm thrilled to say that elevated sportswear is going to get bigger and bigger for 2025. We saw so many of the designer brands showcasing elevated sportswear, and that manifested in loads of different ways. One which I found really interesting and is such a throwback to my childhood, growing up in Herefordshire, Gloucestershire, surrounded by farmland essentially. Rugby shirts. Rugby shirts were what everyone wore when I was growing up, both the girls, the boys. You know the style that I mean, often jewels with the big kind of Harlequin style pattern on them, or the big bold stripes. They're coming into fashion, and it's just something that I never ever would have predicted, but I'm quite happy about it, because boy oh boy do I have a lot of rugby shirts in my wardrobe. We're also seeing the elevated polo shirt. This, I would say, is one of the biggest trends for 2025, and it has most definitely stemmed from that elevated sportswear. The likes of Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren, they are going to be absolutely thrilled, but also Holland Cooper. They have got some beautiful, very wearable, lovely fabric polo shirts, which can be easily integrated into a smart or casual outfit, either worn with your crew high-waisted jeans with a lovely belt, or even with a skirt like I'm wearing right now. It's surprisingly easy to wear a polo shirt, especially when it is in a really lovely fabric, and I'm sure the high street will definitely have so many options before we know it. I do wonder if this trend kind of stems from LVMH being one of the main sponsors of the Olympics last year, but sportswear has really gone beyond what I ever could have imagined when it comes to inspiring the trends that we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of nods to even more kind of motorsport style racing. I've seen brands with faux sponsorship logos all over their shirts, like love, peace, as though it's castor oil. Anyone that watches Formula 1 will know exactly what I'm talking about with these big sponsorship style logos. We're seeing racing stripes. Oh my goodness, Dior put that checkerboard / racing stripe on so many things, from bags to skirts to boots. Not sure how I feel about that one. I would say that that's probably a trend that I would look to the high street if I did want to take part in it, which I don't think I do. But if you are very sporty, then I think it is an incredibly wearable trend. We're also seeing a lot of elevated bomber jackets, and yeah, these are quite wearable, especially if you walk to work or you need something practical for the school run. Then sporty bomber jackets could be something that you get a lot of price per wear out of and really tick that elevated sportswear trend. I'll just quickly mention a couple couple of shoe trends, both of which I don't really like, to be honest, which is a shame. So I don't know why I'm including them in my top 10 most wearable trends, but I'll let you know about them anyway. Number one, sadly, we are seeing the return of Perspex shoes. Yeah, not too sure about that one. For me, Perspex shoes just mean pain and condensation. I did invest in the Mac and Mac shoes many years ago. When were these on trend? Like 3 or 4 years ago, that have got the Perspex bit at the bottom. And this is the only pair of Perspex shoes that I own. Let me tell you, they are ridiculously uncomfortable. And there's nothing sexy about seeing people's toes. We are not, is it Only Feet? Is that the website? I don't know. I'm not selling pictures of my toes to anybody, and no one needs to see them. So yeah, I think that Perspex shoes, we saw, I think it was Chloe, which seems like such an un-Chloe thing to do, that had Perspex bright pink wedge cork style shoes. Not wearable in my opinion. And the second shoe style, which is having a comeback, which I would definitely be more tempted with this one than with Perspex shoes, is Peep Toe shoes. This is the one that I have not thought about, I don't even think, in 20 years, since I was in my teenage years. Peep Toe shoes, you know, the style that have literally you just see your big toe sticking out. I'm not sure if, I definitely won't be spending a lot of money on this style of shoe, but if I see an affordable pair that's really cute and they do become the shoe style of the summer, then that would be the shoe trend that I would be slightly more inclined to try out. Just one more super quick shoe trend to mention, and it is the basic flip-flop. We have seen Havana have a moment of glory once again. I like the fact that they have been making their flip-flops a little bit more trendy with a square toe or a coffin-shaped toe, and I think whether people are jetting off for some winter sun or getting their feet out early when the sun finally decides to grace us with its presence, basic flip-flops I think is something we're going to be seeing a lot of. Instantly springing to mind is Lucy Williams and her trips to Greece at the end of last summer. I think we saw a lot of basic style flip-flops on those very kind of fashion style girls at the end of last summer, so we'll be seeing a lot more of that coming into 2025. Now, I am always thrilled to hear when feminine romantic fashion comes back on trend. For many years I used to create a romantic lookbook here on YouTube. If you've been watching my channel for long enough to remember the romantic lookbooks, then please let me know down below. I used to do an entire dedicated high production videos on super feminine romantic designs featuring ruffles, lace, frill, and all of those things are coming back into fashion, which I'm absolutely thrilled about. The way that I'll be making those design details a lot more wearable for 2025 is maybe just muting back the colours. Now that I live in the countryside and not in London, unfortunately pink ruffle dresses, they just don't hit quite the same when I'm trudging through fields most of the time. So I recently invested in this little beauty, which I know doesn't look that romantic, but ladylike boxy jackets and cardigans are a really wonderful way of wearing that trend. You can wear them properly buttoned up, but we all know that the fashion girls on Instagram are going to be wearing them just casually slung over their shoulders, which, let me tell you, is just so unpractical, but it does look undeniably chic. It's a great way of smartening up an outfit as well, and it's not just, by the way, this is brown and not black. If you have watched my videos for a while, you'll know that I barely own anything black and really find it almost impossible to wear. Maybe I'll do a colour analysis to find out what my psychological issue with wearing black is, but brown I find incredibly wearable. But I think in spring we'll see a lot more creams, maybe with some beautiful gold threads running through, lots of boucle when it comes to these lovely jackets and cardigans as well. Okay, the colour on my camera is doing something a little bit strange, but speaking of colour, the colour trend that is going to be really big for 2025 is butter yellow, which I am thrilled about. I think butter yellow is such a wearable trend. I had the most beautiful outfit, if I can find a photo I'll pop it on the screen here, that I wore quite a lot at the end of summer last year. I think both the skirt and the cardigan were from Hob, and it's the kind of colour that really just makes you look healthy, it makes you look well. I think it suits all hair colours, all skin tones. It's a universally flattering colour. Depending on your hair and your skin tone, maybe you want to lean slightly warmer towards those mustardy, almost kind of, you've put a little bit of saffron in with your risotto kind of yellow, but then if you are slightly paler, maybe blonder, then the lighter milkier buttery tones I think are just so flattering. So find a yellow that suits your skin tone. Literally just hold things up and see which tone illuminates and gives your face the best glow. That's how you know what colours work for you. But yellow is going to be a huge one for 2025, which I'm really happy about. I'll definitely be wearing that outfit on repeat. So what is the weird trend that I think is completely unwearable, but I'm willing to be proved wrong for 2025? It's a real Marmite one. I've heard people saying that they love it and they've been doing it for years and they're so happy it's finally on trend. But mostly I've heard people saying, not gonna be wearing that. I'm in the latter camp, and it is possibly a word that you've never even heard of before, the scant. S-K-A-N-T, the scant. You guessed it, it is the skirt pant. That sounds quite American, so I guess in the UK we'll be calling it the Scouser, skirt trouser. I've seen it in denim, I've seen in block colours, I've seen it in cottons, a little ruffly skirt over the top of trousers. I think it just looks weird. If I turned up to a work event wearing something like that, I honestly think most people would be like, what is she doing? And I also think with these trend pieces, if it's the kind of thing that if you wear it over to your granddad's house and he's like, what are you wearing, darling? Then it's probably not the most wearable or long-lasting trend. So it's something that I'm likely to skip and leave to the fashionistas. We've got Fashion Week coming up in February. Not something I partake in any longer, but something that I still enjoy watching and absorbing, even if it is just to have a little smile as to what people are wearing. But I'd love to know, my darlings, what are you excited to wear in 2025? Do you also just like to know about the trends so that you're aware of them and maybe it slightly influences your outfit? Or do you like to go all out and ensure that you are always bang on trend? There's no right or wrong way to do anything. As long as you love what you wear, then you're doing it perfectly. So if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you are subscribing to the channel, as a little FYI, I'm going to be doing just 2 videos a week in January. It is my slightly more relaxed month, and then we'll be back up to the 3 vlogs a week when we are back in February. So we'll have fashion videos like this on Sundays and vlogs on Wednesdays throughout January, and then in February back to the usual Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday routine. So thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.